One of the biggest questions that I've received, right, within the energy transition discourse in comments or people ask me physically at events is, why should Africa transition? Why should Africa made to do this? They have not contributed to the climate change, right? So I will attempt to answer this question and say that many African countries are part of the Paris Agreement, where they have signed to reduce their carbon emissions, to be a part of the renewable energy transition by investing into alternative sources of power, especially renewable energy, right? This is because climate change is happening and Africa is facing the worst impacts of climate change. And so the Paris Agreement states that all countries must work together to reduce global carbon emissions by 50% by 2030, and for a complete phase out of all fossil fuels by 2050, right? But this is happening at a very opportune time for Africa, being that Africa is still trying to develop its access to electricity systems. And so renewable energies could be a very good opportunity to provide 24/7 access. I've always talked about my story. Most of you know my story. Also, renewable energies have the opportunity to provide a healthy system for us, right? Air pollution is killing 70,000 Nigerians every year. Air pollution is the leading cause of death for children, according to research by UNICEF, right? And so when our energy systems are cleaner, we can lead a healthier life. Now, the job opportunities that renewable energy provide is numerous. At this point in time, 1.9 million new jobs have been added into the system because of clean and renewable energies. This has the potential to go to 9 million by year 2030, and a potential to add another 3 million jobs by 2050. Oil and gas did not give us this amount of jobs, right? And so there is opportunities to develop new renewable energy systems, batteries, inverters, accessories, charge controllers, cables, junction boxes. There are up to 27 jobs attached to just the assembling of a solar panel. There are numerous service jobs attached to the construction and building solar power systems for electricity. Designers, installers, distributors, maintainers, troubleshooters, decommissioners, repair, and all of these technical jobs. And then there is the marketing and sales for the softer skills. There's software development, for systems that can work with renewable power. And right now there is the AI invasion. How can artificial intelligence help us to achieve a better and stronger access to full renewable energy systems? These are the ways that we need to begin thinking as Africans, to think about how we can take advantage of the opportunities that the global energy transition provides. On the same vein, I also call on developed countries to speed up their own efforts to decarbonize, right? And to reduce their own reliance on fossils, right? And so that together, collaboratively, we can reduce the global carbon emissions by 50% in 2030. And there is something interesting I want to talk about here. On the side of manufacturing renewable energy technology systems, Africa has a huge opportunity to create these technologies, right? It has never been seen before. I have never seen it in my young life before, where we have this amount of opportunities for jobs, right? At Reti, where I'm from, we have trained 3,000 young people who have in turn provided electricity for 15,000. They've created jobs for over 2,000 people. That is the information I can control. Now, there is a lot of other ways that renewable energy is providing jobs, right? Now, there is a whole other value chain that is attached to renewable energy system technology making, assembling, and construction, right? The aluminium makers, the glass makers, the battery assemblers, the inverter makers, charge controller makers, all of these technical skills are areas where opportunities for jobs can be developed. RETI is working hard to improve the technical know-how, how these can happen. So the question we should be asking shouldn't be, why should Africa be made to transition? Is how can we leverage the opportunities that the energy transition provides for us now? In the meantime, what can we do to be a part of this revolution.